ustedes y bienvenidos al nuevo show del abogado Vital de Carpio en esta gran y mundial plataforma donde hablaremos acerca de inmigración, de casos penales, de accidentes y si quiere tirar una curva, bienvenido aquí todos los días al pie del cañón. El abogado Vital de Carpio, despierte con Vital legalmente, aquí para apoyar a nuestra comunidad, donde pueden llamar y quitarse las inquietudes legales, aquí con el abogado Vital de Carpio. Si no hace nada, nada va a pasar. Vital de Carpio.
Thank you, ladies and gentlemen. Today is here, September 25th, 2021, with attorney Vital de Carpio, expert in immigration law, and talking to you now live. You can call the numbers on the chat if you want to consult with us right now. And we're here every day at 4 o'clock speaking in Spanish about the immigration laws that happen here in the United States. And share this program, subscribe, so you can tell a friend of yours, or if you need it, or any information, to be informed about the latest immigration laws in plain language as the attorney Vital de Carpio speaks. So, okay, today we have some information. We're going to be talking about the people who have the TPS. That's called Temporary Protective Status. There are several countries, Central America, Samoa, Haiti, Venezuela. Venezuela has it also, Honduras, El Salvador, and Nicaragua. So we are going to touch on that because there's some issues and there's been some denials on some of those cases to get the green card. So we're going to talk about that. Also, a new law, October 1st, 2021, if you are filing to obtain your green card, your legal permanent residency card, you must have the COVID vaccine, which will be conducted in the medical exams office. When you have your appointment, the doctor should know, but it's a good idea for you to remind the secretary, hey, remember that the COVID vaccine has to be included now, and also remind them to have the current or most latest forms because sometimes they forget and it creates a minor inconvenience for you, okay? And also, if you have already filed for your adjustment of status, which is another word for the green card, then you don't have anything to do unless you get something in writing from the Department of Homeland Security, but the law does not take effect until October 1, 2021. And when you go to your appointment, if they want you to do something, well, you just comply with that, okay? So that's a new law that's taken into effect October 1st, 2021. You have to have a COVID vaccine included in your medical exam in order to get legal permanent residency. The same will happen for people who are abroad and wanting to come into the United States. They're going to have that type of vaccine. Okay, that's the main thing that we have for you right now, and we're going to continue with attorney Vital de Carpio every weekend giving you updates in English, but you can also speak Spanish if you like.
En caso de inmigración, la representación del abogado debe ser de aquel que tiene experiencia en inmigración y en casos penales. Con ustedes, el abogado Vital de Carpio.
Así es, Scarlett. La representación, en su caso, es con experiencia y tenacidad. También tomamos casos de peticiones familiares, asilo político, visas de trabajo, visas para inversionistas y cualquier clase de casos de inmigración.
Llame ahora al 1-800-660-5006.
Yes, if anyone has been involved in a serious accident, automobile, train, planes, trucks, or motorcycle, or just a pedestrian, you definitely need an attorney. The consequences have legal, okay? Compensation, injuries, repairs, loss of wages, property damage, whatever. You need a lawyer. If you know someone who's in an accident or has been in an accident, you need to notify attorney Vital de Carpio immediately in order to give you assistance. If it happens during the weekend, call and leave a message. And the first thing is, do not speak to the opposing insurance company about the accident. do not speak to your own insurance company, which, by the way, is not your legal representative. They just take your money and provide a service, which is to protect you from an accident, but not legally. Until you speak to Attorney Vital de Carpio, then you can talk to whomever you want. But these are just tips that we normally give you. So give us a ring if anything happens. Okay, we're going to go to our remote location now in order to transmit the next message, which is probably the most important one that we've had during this week. Okay, so here we are, and we're ready to go remote right now, and there we are. Okay, and here we are. Today is the September 25th, 2021, and for Attorney Vital de Carpio, we're right here transmitting the information. We have been speaking about the people who have the TPS, temporary protective status, and those people were considered admitted at one point. And what that meant was that if they had a child over 21 or married to a United States citizen, they could adjust status, obtain a green card here in the United States. However, June 2021, the Supreme Court came down with a ruling that said those people with the TPS cannot be considered admitted because they probably came in illegally at one point in time. Therefore, they cannot obtain a green card in the United States unless these people came in with a visa, which is a different category of entry, or someone had petitioned them on April 30, 2001 or before, and that's known as the Law 245I. Then they can adjust status, and that applies to everybody. But focusing on the people that had the TPS, many people were filing for the adjustment of status under the old law, and unfortunately, all those cases, if they were not adjudicated, they're going to be denied. They're being denied. Many times they're just taking a long time and they haven't answered, and people are calling their lawyers and, hey, what's happening? Well, the reality is that that case will be denied. And that was in June 2021, the United States Supreme Court gave that ruling. However, now, some people have traveled with what is called advance parole. They had the TPS before a certain date. If you have traveled before August 20, 2020, then your departure and return into the United States is good enough for you to get a green card. Obviously, you have to have the advance parole paper to show that you left and returned into the United States. If you travel after August 20, 2020, you cannot adjust status. You cannot get a green card, even though you left with permission and came back into the United States. And once again, those are decisions of the Office of the Administrative Office of Appeals that around that time, August 20, 2020, came down with that decision. So it is good idea to consult with an expert attorney if you have intentions of trying to adjust status, get a green card when you're a TPS holder. So you need to be aware of that law. If you travel before August 20, 2020, you're okay. After that, it's a problem. Okay, the other thing that we've been hearing lately is the fact that the people and the politicians over there in Washington are not able to include a path to citizenship or any benefits of immigration to anyone in what they were trying to do. And as a result, they're trying to find alternatives, and I'm just going to mention the alternatives. They are not law. There are words that the wind takes them, as many of the words up there in Washington. And they're talking about the registry and also the Law 245I. Registry is a law that exists now that if anyone entered the United States before 1972, they can obtain legal permanent residency now. And the other law is the 245I, and that law ended April 30th, 2001, which says that if anyone petitioned you on April 30, 2001 or before, you're able to obtain a green card here in the United States without having to travel abroad. And that law has been gone for a long time, but they were talking about maybe trying to resuscitate. Now, going back to the registry, they were talking about maybe trying to update the year for the registry, and that would be maybe 2010. If they are able to update the registry year of entry, then that would mean that all the people who came into the United States on or before 2010 could technically qualify for a legal permanent residency. That means no one has to petition. That is not the law today, but they are talking about it, and I'm just mentioning it to you. So if you want to prepare yourself, it's not going to cost you anything to prepare, and that's why I am informing it to you. And that would be that you have to prove that you lived here since 2010. So keep all your records that you have, which include copy of the income taxes, W-2s, bank statements, bills that you pay online, and also electricity, utilities, driver's license, and records of schools of your children. If you went to a doctor, keep all those records. The way to prove it is just to have a name and a date and some documentation that shows that you were here in the United States. Once again, this is just to prepare. It doesn't cost you anything to begin to organize your papers, and do not throw papers away. And also, you may want to get copies downloading that you pay online. Many people pay online this and that. Well, they have records, and you can download them and get them, especially your bank statement. So that's just a tip to see if you want to prepare yourself. You don't have to pay anyone anything because there is nothing yet. And when anything comes out, I will, when it's in black and white and in writing, I will definitely tell you. So make sure you stay tuned with Attorney Vital de Carpio. Subscribe, follow me on YouTube, Facebook, and then share this with other people so they can become informed. Right now, there is no new law, no amnesty or anything like that, but I certainly will give you that information as soon as it comes out. Vital de Carpio.
Gracias, damas y caballeros. Aquí con el abogado Vital de Carpio. El teléfono de la oficina es el 714-953-2732. Y también puede ver al abogado Vital de Carpio en el internet en abogadovital.com. abogadovital.com para ver la cara en nopal del abogado. También puede hacer una cita al 714-953-2732 por Skype, por correo electrónico. Y si tiene un accidente automovilístico o un caso de mala práctica médica, llame al abogado Vital de Carpio al 714-953-2732. 714-953-2732. El abogado Vital de Carpio. Y San se acabó.